Christians are saying enough is enough. We will not sit down and allow this to happen. Enough is enough. We must put an end to this now. Nigeria will break apart. Let everyone face his or our own direction. As much as Bola Ahmed Tinubu will strive to make sure that his government works, to make sure that he is not a failure, to make sure that Nigeria does not end up becoming ungovernable, as long as all of these things will be at the forefront of his heart, and also the Muslim ticket that a lot of people talked about. In fact, right now, we are beginning to see certain elements who are not occupying any particular political position in Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government. We are seeing them beginning to drum this religious war. They are beginning to talk about Islamization. They are beginning to tell Nigerians that Islam, Allah, is the only way and nothing more. And they are ready to force this on people's mouth. They are ready to push it down your throat. They are ready to do just everything to make sure that they spill out that hatred, that extremism, that fanatism inside of them. One of them is RUFAI. RUFAI, according to a pastor in the north of Nigeria, he said RUFAI is the son of a beast. He said a lot of things about RUFAI, and in fact, he said that RUFAI will die a miserable death. This is not a joke. RUFAI gave a speech, and in this speech, he pointed towards this religious, upheaval, this trouble. He started saying things that will create imbalance. Now, I want you to understand that apart from some of them being knocked in the head, they are not normal. Apart from that, some of them care less about Allah, care less about Islam, care less about anything. They just want to scuttle. Their own job is destruction. Nothing more. That is all they are interested in. Destruction. So once in a while, they will throw up this kind of issue so that people will begin to raise dust right here and there. They want to create that environment, that situation that is tense, a situation that will disrupt the government. Now, Babangida warned Tinubu and said, look, do not allow RUFAI begin this Islamic tension war. I want us to listen to this pastor. He's from the north of Nigeria. He's not a southerner. He's from the north of Nigeria, but a Christian. But before then, please like and share this video. Subscribe to this channel. Let us get right into it.
Islamic government and jihad has been inaugurated in Kaduna during his tenure to promote Islam and to wage war against the Christians of southern Kaduna until they surrender to Islamic rule and accept Islamic rulership as a way of life. After a few more tenures of Muslim rulers in Kaduna, according to him, he said the Christians of southern Kaduna will be dealt with continuously until they surrender without further resistance to House of Fulani rule in the state. RUFAI also said in that video that the idea of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu was agreed upon by him and the Muslim colleagues in the north, himself and Matawali. And you can just see even the thing that Matawali has gone through. This is the beginning of their fall. They said they did it in order to pave the way towards inauguration of permanent Islamic rule in Nigeria through an Islamic alliance between the Muslims in the north and the Muslims in the southwest. He said after a few more Muslim rule in the state, what is happening in Kaduna will be replicated in Nigeria. He further reiterated that the Christians and Peter Obi have been put to shame in the last presidential elections, according to him. All the Christian religious-based campaigns of Peter Obi has come to now. And he said, Christian Association of Nigeria has been put to shame and they have been silent. RUFAI made this speech to Muslim terrorists in Kaduna after the recent governorship election. He tagged their frontline supporters, which gave APC Muslim ticket victory in Kaduna and in Nigeria. He spoke in House and provided his prayer, and likely never knew it was being recorded. Thank God for the social media. Now I want to say very clearly that I have nothing against ß0K0, but forever and forever, I, ß0K0, will be against Muslim today. It is not about religion in terms of Muslim. We must, as a nation, stand for equity and for justice. You sacrifice whatever your cause short devil. TINUBU is not a short man devil like you. TINUBU has given liberty to his family to worship Christ. His wife is worshiping Christ. His sons and daughters are worshiping Christ. We must live together. But I want to say that RUFAI and all his co-travelers, life will be miserable for you. Life will be miserable for you. The battle is not over. The battle is not over. No matter the number of years, we will keep on the fight. We will keep on the fight until Nigeria is liberated as a nation for all.
Now, with all he has said, and with what a lot of people have been saying in the past, people talked about this Muslim ticket and they said this was going to affect, this was going to create this. I, for one, do not believe in Muslim ticket, Christian Muslim ticket and all of that. It doesn't really make any sense. But then, for the sake of representation, then we can say, all right, this is needed, this is important, this should be put in place. The reason why people are worried is because of the concentration or policies or certain things that could, connect or totally be in the direction of one religion. I mean, policies that are created surrounding someone's ideology, which is not supposed to be. It has to do with the law, the rule, the law. Nigeria is already divided. Let us be sincere. If you go to the north of Nigeria, they practice Sharia. We are not the same. They practice Sharia and there are certain things in the north of Nigeria that works for them. These are the same group of people who do not permit the sale of alcohol and certain other substance. Yet, they open their palms, the governors of this state and the people of that state open their palms to receive the proceeds of other states selling this same product. So they want to reap from where they have not sown. They don't mind the money. For them, the money does not have any haram, does not have anything sinful. But they do not want their people drinking alcohol. Not because they don't, but publicly you see them destroying bottles of alcohol and all of that. You see, someone sat down, agreed, legislators, and they passed it. They said, you know what, in the north of Nigeria, we need something called Sharia. And they passed it into law. Now, tell me the truth. Are we the same? We are not the same. Nigeria is already divided. Let us stop fooling ourselves. Some people might say there is beauty in diversity. Their own kind of diversity is extremism. That is what it is. Fanaticism. And very, very terrible fanaticism. Many of these people, even the vice president of TINUBU, SHETTIMA, and RUFAI have been tagged, Boko Haram sponsor, sympathizer, and many other tags has been given to them. The thing is this, majority in the north of Nigeria, and gradually we are beginning to see some in the south of Nigeria who are Muslims. They have started leaning towards this fanaticism, extremism. They are beginning to speak and drum bits of war. They are beginning to say a lot of things that are very terrible. One will wonder, why is it that Muslims are not peaceful people? But these are people who will tell you we are peaceful, Islam is peaceful, we are peaceful. And when people begin to tell you that they are peaceful, you should know that they are not peaceful, because when you are peaceful, you don't need to say it. You don't need to tell people. People will know that you are peaceful. It's as simple as that. Islam is the only religion you will see that will call their members, put them out there on the street or on social media and begin to attack someone else's religion. I have never seen Buddhists, Hindu, let's say worshippers of other gods, many gods, or Christians sit down and the only thing they want to do is to talk about Islam, to start talking about the Quran, calling verses of the Quran. And many of this, it's only Muslims that do these things. I don't know what this is. This is not peace. If you think you have something to offer, read your Quran, practice your religion, and let people see that this is what they need in their life and they can embrace it. But when you begin to hear people talk about this jihad, forceful acceptance of their own beliefs and thoughts, thinking that they know the best, like they know tomorrow, that God has spoken to them. How can you? In fact, what makes you think that Islam or the practices in the Quran or the Quran itself is the way to God? How are you sure that that is the God? Everyone is just trying. So bringing this into politics, some might say, oh, it's just political. Yes, it could be political, but it affects the lives of the people in general, because we are not just physical beings. Many are connected. In fact, everyone is connected spiritually, and religion is kind of man-made, but it's the bridge between spirituality, the bridge. That's just it, between spirituality and our social life, physical as people. So once this man begins to talk nonsense, begin to spew out all of this, definitely there are people out there who begin to question, begin to query. There are people who just hijack this without proper understanding, and violence will erupt. This is the truth. This is the reality. Violence will erupt. We've seen several in the north of Nigeria setting people ablaze, even their own people, setting whoever ablaze. Not to talk of the terrorism in the north of Nigeria. All of this is done in the name of Allah. All of the evil done in the name of Allah. Then you begin to hear Muslims are not terrorists, terrorists are not Muslims. Possibly there are Muslims who believe that this is wrong. Their common sense tells them that this is wrong. But when you look at the practices itself and doctrines and many other things attached to it, you will realize that this will simply brew or build such terrorist cells, clubs, association, groups, and that's it. That's the truth. That's the reality. This man is educated, Western education, yet religion and the wrong part of it has taken hold of his brain, of his mind as a human being. With the education that RUFAI has, is he supposed to come on social media or come out publicly to begin to talk about how Islam will this, Islam, what is this? This is nonsense. What are your thoughts as regards this? Because pastors are saying enough is enough. Christian associations are saying enough is enough. They say they are going to rise up and this will not continue. Drop your comment, like and share, subscribe to this channel. See you in the next update.